Hey guys, welcome back to Nikkei. In today's video, we've just logged in after the update, and the first thing I looked at was the bug fixes, and there's like 65 or something points of bug fixes in here, so I wanted to go through it. This is going to be one of those ones where we're just going through all of the bug fixes in this one. So if you're playing the game or something like that, just put this on in the background, and we'll just go through it all. Now, I took some notes of like the most key ones that I see in here, but there's a lot more than what I'm going to mention here. But the first thing being the burst skills being locked at level 1 even after you upgrade them is gone. So you can upgrade your burst skills and they will get those effects, or if you already had them upgraded, they will get those effects. So it should be a bit of a boost for most players. The next thing I saw was that taunts should be working now. So Ludmilla and stuff like that should have a better effect now. They redesigned the recommended power system. I haven't had time to test it. I will go through and test it in the future, but we'll look at it specifically what it says when we go through these notes as well. Infinite ammo is going to be gone. It says they fixed that system where my understanding based off what I read is that when you get the max ammo increase, it's not going to increase your current ammo as well, is basically the gist. So if you're at 5 bullets and your cap is 20, you stay at 5, but then say you get a 50% increase, you're still at 5 bullets, but now you've got a 30 bullet cap, and then you've got to reload to get to that full 30. That's how I understand it. And then the Rupe infinite buff thing has been fixed, so she won't infinite buff, so that does bring the standard rupee down a little bit. But let's go through all of this stuff in the updates, and like I said, it's going to take a minute because there is quite a lot of stuff here. So let's go through. Fixed an issue in the simulation room where the last bullet fired buff, just simulation room buffs, which no one really stresses about. Fixed an issue in Harmony Cube where skill 2 can be used in combat even when it's not yet unlocked. Didn't even know that was a thing. Fixed a problem that the character burst skill still only has level 1 effect after upgrading. So that's one of those big ones that I mentioned. Fixed an issue where Nikkei received Rapunzel's burst skill retains the stackable buff before her death. So I believe that means that if someone got revived by Rapunzel, they would keep their stacks of their buffs, is what I'm understanding there. I didn't even know that was a bug, to be honest. Don't have her. Really need her for the tower, but that's another thing. Fixed an issue in the simulation room where the damage taken by simulation. I just don't care about simulation room, to be honest. Fixed the incorrect text on equipment modification. Fixed an issue where charge speed option is displayed as. So there's all these display things. I didn't even know these were things. I hope it doesn't change what we think some characters' skills are. I don't think it does, but if it does, I'll let you guys know in the future. Added explanations for the options in the equipment modification page. For skills related to strength recovery, which is health recovery, that's like a translation error where they call it strength. The basis for choosing the target will be changed from absolute value of HP to HP ratio. That's good. It just for different strength characters. I like that it bases it on HP ratio. That just goes through some of the skills that are going to be affected by that. Next up, fixed an issue where the stackable buff initializes the duration of all reinforcement effects. That's Rupe skill 1 and Pepper skill 3. So that's what I was talking about. I'm pretty sure that means you're not going to get the infinite buffs anymore from those type of things. Fixed an issue where the screen shaking option affected the damage dealt by an attack. That's a good fix, but I mean, screen shaking just gets annoying to me anyway, so I turn it off no matter what. Optimize the design of the recommended power system. So this is a big one. Reduce the impact on the battle when the commander's squad power is close to the recommended power. Now, to me, if you're like me, like I think I was the stage I got stuck at, I was at about a 5k deficit. It sounds like it's not going to have a big impact on people who are at high deficits. It sounds like, to me, just from reading this, and I haven't tested it, so this is completely not based. It just sounds like they've gone away from the, okay, you're 1 power below, you lose 25% stats, to maybe it's more of a linear type progression. Not too sure. I'll definitely do some testing, but it's good to see that they have addressed that issue. Fixed an issue where the increased value of charge damage. I thought they fixed that in the last one, but that's the sniper charge thing. Fixed an issue where Sugar's burst skill buff affected where attack speed increases cannot be applied properly. Okay, don't even know where that is, but yeah. Fixed an issue where Noah and Ludmilla's taunt skills cannot be launched. So, I mean, I always thought my Noah was taunting, but I could be wrong and I'm just stupid, but Hey, it's a thing. Fixed an issue where the player suffers critical damage when battling using lower power than the recommended power level. I don't think this is fixing crit. Is this talking about how crits could do negative damage? I don't think. Maybe your characters got hit crit more when you were below power, something like that. Not too sure. Fixed an issue where Gravedigger freezes mid-combat. Okay, so this is one that I never mentioned in a video or anything like that, because basically whenever there's a bug in the game that I feel like could get players banned, potentially, I don't let you guys know about it. That's just because I don't want to tell you guys to do something, and then you do it and you get banned. Similarly, I don't use it myself, but there was a bug where if you put the game on like 15 frames per second or something like that, where the Gravedigger would freeze out and people were getting max rewards from it. To me, that sounds like really abusing and like could be one of those things where you get your count banned. So I never wanted to mention it. I never did it myself, but it is fixed, so people can't do that anymore. And fixed an issue where allies are loaded with bullets after increasing maximum ammo capacity. Yeah, so that's that max ammo one that I was talking about as well. Made adjustments to certain Nikke skills. I didn't know that's like one of the rares. Vesti. Okay, so this one with Vesti and Mihara makes sense because the 30-second thing wasn't enough to make them work the way they want to. So now they go to 45 seconds. That's really important for them, especially for Vesti, if you want to use Vesti. Mihara, not many people are going to use anyway. Fixed an issue where covers HP is abnormally high at certain levels. Didn't know that was a thing. Could have abused that. Didn't. Fixed an issue where Vesti's burst skill damage is 1. That's good. Vesti's working as intended now. Lowered the recommended power in chapters 2 and 3 of campaign. Lowered the base defense difficulty of chapters 3 to 7 of campaign. So making the early game a little bit easier. Fix the incorrect description of Vesti's burst skill. Let's just quickly bounce over there and just take a quick look at Vesti, because I didn't actually know what this was. Also, if you hear stuff in the background, sorry, the kids are going crazy at the moment. Mrs. has got them, but you know, these things happen. when the update is no longer at the time you're expecting it, you know, things happen. Where is Vesti? There she is. Let's check her burst 3. Let's check. Kids are banging on the door. Hopefully they don't keep doing that. All right. Okay. So active. Effects changes according to the status. Previous effect triggered. Deals damage. Affects all allies. Burst time. I believe it was always fairly similar. Oh wait, what's this first bit? Takes out 2 missiles, dealing lowers HP for 1 sec. I don't think that was. I never really read Vesti too carefully, so not too sure exactly. I just thought she had the increasing damage with each time she does it, and then you get the multiple stacking, which means she does some nice damage. So it is what it is. So let's go back over to the system notice and take a look at the rest of the stuff. So Vesti has been fixed. Gameplay issues. Wait, were we? Did it keep us where we were? Skill 2 of the cruise. Vesti change. Okay, yep. Alright, fixed issue where the combat cannot be ended properly. Fixed an issue with the description of Rapunzel's burst skill. I'm not even going to look at that because we just took way too long on Vesti's. Rapunzel, if you got to take a look. Shop recruit issues. Amended the... Okay, so this is the thing with... there was an error in the text of the... You know, that beginner paid summon. If you pay and you get that banner where you guarantee an SSR. Anyway, they got a compensation where people who did buy that are getting an SSR. So... cool beans. Players have a chance of obtaining Helm and Lapis from normal recruit, mold and other ways after the update, so those guys are back in on the normal stuff. If there is an unpurchased pop-up package notification, okay, these are all pop-ups. Players can check the details of premium rewards events. Free/paid gems are now marked more clearly in packages. I remember them mentioning that before. Fixed an issue where there is no pop-up indicating that the sale period is over when players start the purchase. Cool beans. Amended the description of molds, including... I checked the descriptions. They don't look different to me. Don't worry, they didn't buff them to 100%. That's definitely not a thing, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with those. Fixed an issue where assistant error pops up. Fixed an issue where the video that plays, yeah, we're not too stressed about that. Change the link to character voiceover in the lobby. This is what I actually like. So when I'm trying to record videos and the characters every 15 seconds says something obnoxious, it's like, leave me alone. Let me just record a video. So I just stopped putting sound on. Fixed an issue where the number of challenge tasks still accumulates when a player fails to clear the stage and force quits the interception. Fixed an issue where the number of challenge tasks still accumulates. I think that means like if you're in the intercept and you quit, it doesn't use a ticket instead of having to force shut down the app. I believe that's what that's saying. I'm not 100% sure. Add a description of the help pop-up in the infrastructure core. Cool beans. Lowered the maximum. Okay, this one looks like a nerf, but it's not. This was actually a good thing. Lowered the maximum receiving number of times friendship points from 30 to 15, and then increases the quantity from 1 to 2. I believe what this is saying is you only need to have 15 active friends to get the full 30 points. It's just that you're receiving 2 points 15 times. If it works that way, that is a buff to the system. You don't need as many active friends. Added a button that allows players to play again after clearing repeat stages on the story event. That was so needed. That was so needed because it always takes you to the top and then you have to scroll back down. So that is a good one. Added help function to the story event. Improved the login process so you don't have to select your server every time you log in now, which is nice. Fixed an issue where the cooldown time of slot falls below 0 after the character. Okay, that's the synchro device removing characters out of it. Fixed an issue where the game language changes to another language when graphics are adjusted. I did notice that when I was playing the game at the start. Fixed an issue where the timer in the outpost base defense displays a longer time than the actual accumulated time. Okay, I didn't quite know that was a bug. Shortened the format of the currency amount needed after the synchro device enhancement to match the number display. The words don't make sense. Fixed an issue where the countdown freezes while the player is being asked about intention to join. Okay, so coordinated operation, there was a lot of bugs, a lot of freezes and stuff like that. Looks like they've done a lot of stuff to try and fix that. Repaired the error in Nikkei growth mileage calculation manufacturers. Cool beans. UI UX. So this UI UX stuff is a lot of visual stuff. I don't want to read all of this because it's very minor sort of stuff with just sort of like, if you see an extra button somewhere, it's just a lot. Like, I feel like we've spent a long time going through this stuff and all this UI UX, it's like cool, but it's like, I don't want to actually read through every single one of these because you guys would get sick of me otherwise. Other issues, we discovered that the Lost Sector tutorial's bugged, and we discovered that the UI does not display normally when you enter the recycling room, so we temporarily removed the shortcut UI. That's cool. So like I said, a bunch of UI stuff, like when you look at some of the basic stuff, fixed an issue where the shadow of Drake's smile disappeared sometimes. Like, you guys get the gist. But honestly, I'm really impressed with the amount of stuff they actually addressed. Like I said, those key things like the burst skills being stuck at level 1, the taunts now working, the redesign of the recommended power system, which I'm keen to test, the infinite ammo's bug gone, and the Rupe thing fixed. We got the snipers fixed. So we're just basically having less bugged characters. The next thing I would really love to see them work on is fixing crit in the damage formula. Crit is just so bad, and I want it to be good because I like crit in games, but you know, I think that's a pretty good start from this update. But anyway, guys, we'll come back with more from the event, new characters. We got a bunch of stuff to make in the next day, so you'll see me again. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.